video, I'm going to do a rig rundown of my typical rig that I do take out to shows to play at. To start with the rig is my Chinese Telecaster. It is a Fender. I absolutely love this thing. It's got a humbucker, a Strat single coil in the middle, and a lipstick pickup in the neck. And the bridge has got this coil split right here. So this is the humbucker on the bridge. But when you split it, anyway, I typically keep it a full blast on the humbucker, and the lipstick sounds really nice. Put it on the middle. Anyway, that's just the clean sound coming out of my Now amp. I'll post pictures of this stuff as I'm going along talking about it. But yeah, the main thing, I've got this guitar, this amp, but from the guitar to the amp, we've got my pedal board, and I'm going to put a picture of it right now. This is the current configuration I currently have. I'm running 9 pedals. Let's just start from the beginning. So the guitar, you're going from the guitar, you're going into the Dunlop Mini Crybaby. I didn't know this. There's a switch on the inside. When you open up the pedal, you take off the 4 screws at the bottom, and there's a switch in the side, a high, medium, and a low. And basically what that is, that decreases the range of the frequency that the wah does when you actually engage it. I put it on the middle. These things stop, it comes on the high. And I did not know that until I was watching Kingfish's rig rundown. And my board compared to his, this is a lot more. He's got like 3 pedals. One of them being the exact same wah pedal. And engage, like just the clean signal. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I like it on the middle. So moving out of the wall, and I've got this Lucky 7 by Caline or Caline. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, but it's kind of a jack of all trades, but a master of none. You can do a detune, a chorus, a flanger, a phaser, a tremolo, a vibrato, and a univibe. I particularly like the univibe, but of all the pedals, it is the noisiest. You might hear that slight buzz coming out of the amp. That is mainly that Lucky 7 pedal, and when you kick it in, you can really hear it. And when you turn one of the overdrives on, like, that's just the overdrive, one of them. And you expect a hum out of it, a buzz, because it's an overdriven signal. But when you kick on that univibe or whatever effect is that pedal is selected to at the time, you will hear that in the buzz. Here's what that Lucky 7 sounds like. And again, I've got it on the univibe. Kind of got that thick syrupy type sound to it. Sounds like some Jimi Hendrix type stuff. the future, I do plan on getting an actual Univibe, and it will replace this pedal. It's just going to happen. I know it. This has become one of my absolute favorite pedals of all time. This is made by a company called Love Pedal, and it's called the Valve Reamer. And it does exactly what you think it sounds like. It's an overdrive. And this is just the clean, no pedals on or nothing. Here's how I've got the Valve Reamer. It is a fantastic little pedal. I keep the tone turned down quite a bit on this pedal. I apologize if you hear any noise. Neighbors, they're out there cutting their grass and stuff, and I hear someone weed eating right now. Now, I'm going to turn the drive up just a little bit to kind of give you an idea of what this thing can really do. See, that sounds amazing. I'm going to dial that drive back a little bit. So that's the Valve Reamer. Moving on from the Valve Reamer is to the JHS pedals, the PG-14. Now this is a relatively new pedal for them. It came out earlier this year. It is the Paul Gilbert pedal. If you don't know who Paul Gilbert is, I highly recommend him. Paul Gilbert is one of the most entertaining guitarists ever, but he's a shredder is what he is. But what this pedal is supposed to sound like, to what I understand, it's supposed to sound like a dimed out Marshall. So instead of making our heads explode from the sonic qualities and the tonal nirvana, instead of that, you can get that sound, put it in a pedal. And the way I've currently got it set, it sounds like this. This is on the humbucker with no pedals at all. It is a really good sounding pedal, and it's relatively quiet for an overdrive. Like that, my volume's cranked wide open, and that's the buzz you hear from the amp. What does it sound like when we take this and stack it with the Valve Reamer? Now this will be the Valve Reamer going into the PG-14. on from the PG-14, we're going into the big muff. Now, from what I understand and what I've been reading, the kind of amp that this now is, it's a Fender type amp. These big muffs and these fuzz type pedals, they typically don't go well with these kind of amps. But I've got this set to where I like the way it sounds. And I have this pedal on here because I use it for a very specific tone. But it sounds very much like Gilmore from The Wall up until the 90s. So this is the big muff, clean on the humbucker, big muff. Back the volume off and it cleans. Now, what happens if you put on one of these overdrive pedals, like we'll try the valve reamer, okay? And what happens whenever you take the valve reamer and then play the fuzz? See, that don't sound to me, that don't sound terrible. Now, keep in mind, all this stuff is subjective. What I think sounds good may not be what you think sounds good. So here's the big muff by itself. Now let's throw the valve reamer on top of it. Again, the big muff by itself. What happens if you put the PG-14? What I noticed, to me, when you stack the valve reamer with the big muff, the notes are a little bit more clear. There's more clarity than when you stack the PG-14 with the big muff. Now, if I were to stack the big muff with an overdrive in front of it, I would use the valve reamer. Now, moving on, this is going to be a little different because I'm thinking about using this pedal as a always on. My full tone OCD pedal. This thing has a killer dirty on it, and I've had this pedal since about 2012 or 2013. Like I said, I'm going to use this as a boost mainly. So here is just the regular guitar, no pedals, and here's with the OCD. Breaking up a little bit on the bridge pickup, but still relatively clean. The way I have the OCD set up, it's still relatively clean, especially when you go to the neck pickup. But no pickup, nothing. PG-14. There's the PG-14 by itself. With the OCD. It's just adding a little bit more mids, and I'm trying to use it mainly for a volume boost. And I don't have the drive up very much on the OCD, the volume mainly. And the tone it's up, it's almost at noon. And the reason why, I tried to back it all the way off, but it just sounded way too muddy. Like, I'll show you what I mean. Here's the OCD. Let's put it on the middle position, the middle pickup. There's the OCD with the tone where it's actually about where I've got it marked for. And let's just back the tone off all the way. See, to me, that's just too muddy. So I'm going to put it back up to about where I had it. Leaving this pedal on because it adds so much, it just adds some more clarity to the notes and a little bit of a volume boost. Now, what would happen if we were to, let's say, run the Big Muff? Now we know what the Big Muff with an overdrive in front of it sounds like. This is the PG-14 going into the Big Muff. It's like you're still getting the fuzz, but the fuzz is getting a little bit more, it's getting more highs. It's getting more highs and lows. Now what happens if we run the boost? Now my boost is behind the Big Muff. So what would happen? Now here's the Big Muff by itself. It's like all my highs and lows just went away completely, and it's just all you get are mids. That's going to happen with like this type of pedal running behind the Big Muff. Most likely, I will not use the Big Muff and the OCD together like that. I don't know, it does sound pretty good in some instances, but for me it's a little splatty. If I'm going to run the Big Muff with another drive, I'll run it with the valve Reamer. Now we're going to get to some of the other fun stuff. I've just got a Boss CE 5-inch chorus ensemble. It sounds like this. That's no pedals, just only the chorus. I call it my Prince pedal. Now, if you heard, I kicked in the OCD just a little bit ago. So this is just the chorus. So here's the OCD and the chorus. I love my little chorus ensemble. And then I've got not one, but two delays. I've got my DD3. I've got it set for the digital delay. It can't do analog. The DD7 can do analog, and that's what I keep it set to. But I've got the DD3. I've got it sounding like this. This is it. No, just the DD3. anyway, that's the DD3. Now, the DD7, I've got the delay setting to analog for this one. I like the analog sound on it. And that's what it sounds like the way I have it currently set. Now, what I really like to do is put the two delays together. Sometimes I like to just pretend I'm playing in a big stadium here in my bedroom. That sound was just the valve Reamer, the PG-14, the Univibe, and both delays going on at the same time. Now, one thing I like to mess around with, I like to get the big muff going, the chorus, and both delays going, and I get that Gilmore sound I was talking about that I like to get with this pedal. The fuzz is just so nice, and all this is being powered with a Donner power supply. It's a cheap power supply, I know. It's the best I could do with what I had at the time. The next things I look to get for my pedal board and just my overall sound, I would like to get a better power supply, like a Voodoo Labs or an MXR. And I do like to run a lot of pedals, but of course, like I said, that'll change. I'm sure it will. My sound and taste will change over time, but right now I'm just experimenting with what I have. I do love the two delays, but I'm running from the guitar to the wah pedal, then from the wah pedal to the Lucky 7, then from the Lucky 7 to the valve Reamer, then from the valve Reamer to the PG-14, then to the big muff, then the OCD. Then from the OCD, we run all the way to the chorus. Then from the chorus to the DD3. Then from the DD3 to the DD7. Then out from the DD7 into the front of input 2 on my Now amp. Because I like the input 2 because it's a little bit brighter than the input 1. Input 1's kind of like the normal channel on like a Fender Twin or like a Deluxe Reverb. Or a Vibrolux, and the input 2 is the brighter side, the one that everybody under the sun plugs into, or pretty much most everybody. So, yeah, that's pretty much my sound. So, I know, we haven't even listened to what like this sounds like. So I'm going to run PG-14, my boost, with, let's do the DD7 and a wah. And I know someone out there is probably wondering this. What does it sound like with all the pedals engaged at the same time? Well, I kind of have an idea what it's going to sound like, but just for you out there, I'll do it. Well, we said all of them, so there's the... Well, we'll engage the wah after a while, so there's the Ooh, God, that's. I was a little bit surprised myself what that was going to sound like. And throwing the OCD at the end of all those overdrives is what makes the difference. But good Lord, and I've barely got this volume cranked on here on this amp. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I'm running here. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button at the bottom. Follow me along for more videos and such, and more gear-related stuff, and whatever comes to mind. Thanks for watching, guys.